Buddy the dog. He was following me, but then the phone rang and I answered it and started talking. So he just sat there waiting on me. He's been out playing, apparently, splashing in the puddles. But we're going to continue our efforts here to try to get back to normal. And we're going to get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, that's Buddy the dog. He's getting back to normal, sure. I'm Brownstown Man, and storm damage. Buddy the dog's exhausted from this whole process. You can just tell. Look at him. Exhausted. I am too, but yeah. So, updating on situation. I just got off the phone with the electric company, and they're going to schedule me for Friday morning to do what I want to do. Shut that off for just 15 minutes or so. They're going to cut that line off. I'm going to fix the house, and hopefully when he comes back down out of his truck, he can put the meter right back in, and the electric will only be off for 15 or 20 minutes. That's the goal. He's also, I told him to go ahead and quote me the manual transfer switch for the pole, and then I don't know how all that works, but he said they have to quote it first, and then they'll give me a quote, and then he'll like trade in whatever I have there, which I don't know that was really something that they traded in, but I guess the socket that the meter goes, and they'll replace it with a box that has a manual transfer switch, and I think it might be 3 positions, but it's definitely 2 positions, and it'll either be from the line coming in or to the generator. And then there's a box that has cord on the opposite side of the pole, and then that's what you hook up to your generator. And so then I would need to get a generator, which I've been looking at some, but I haven't ever, whatever. So if I can just get that set up, at least that's part of the puzzle, and I'm partway there. But the biggest piece that it will do for me, which I want, is that I can shut the electric off when I want. If I have problems like what I'm having now, I can flip that switch and then everything's dead except the meter itself, or however that works. So it'll be safe that I could work on stuff on the house. Or likewise, I want to paint on the house up there. And so I could shut the electric off and work around that with no fear of death, Death is usually something that, causes people some alarm. So I'd just rather avoid that if possible, but if it happens, whatever. So we're going to try to get all that done so that at least in the future we have less problems. But when he drops that line, then I am going to be able to saw trees as much as I want without anything in the way. And I'm going to get the stuff sawed out that I am tired of, and then I will call the other electrician to help me, only because I feel like I probably will have to get some new stuff, because I'm afraid that what I've got there is not good enough anymore, or there's not enough. And I'm also debating about doing another thing, which we can go over here and then I'll walk right back and forth, discussing. But I'm actually thinking about, I haven't decided on this yet. I really hate to set more poles, but I'm thinking about setting a pole down here somewhere so that I can go from that pole to another pole and have a switch on it that I can shut the power off just to this direction. And then also what that will do is give it some cushion where if some tree falls on something down farther, it'll have enough flex in all of that it probably won't put shock onto the house and rip it off anymore. I've thought about doing underground electric, but I don't know about that idea. In my mind, that just having it under the ground, some people say, well, that's even better because if it shorts out, it goes right into the ground. But then it may be, I don't know. I just don't want there to be I walk out one day and get electrocuted because the ground is hot. Or another thing that possibly would be is something's not working and it's harder to find because you can't see it. And that's the two things in my mind that have kept me from that. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'll while I'm doing all this, I will figure out if that's something that I want to pursue. But until Friday, I just got to hang out with this. I can't do anything there because that's too dangerous. If that touches the wrong thing, it's actually laying against the roof of one of those, so that could be, you know, a little bit of rain on there, wet, and then a little bit of wind blowing something the wrong way. You could get lit up without realizing it, I guess. So it's just better to avoid the situation. But I want to get this set up where I can do a lot of stuff without having to bother them all the time. And if I get that manual transfer switch, that would be step number one. And then, like I said, it'd be nice to be able to also disconnect it one step down the line, just in case something would happen to the line farther on. I could shut it off and run the generator and run everything over this way. So I don't know, is this the right thing to do? Who knows? But it's something that we're going to do because I've thought about it enough, and thinking about it isn't doing, and so it needs to happen. And that is a lifetime. When they trade that out on that box, that is a lifetime guarantee, I guess. That is good for the rest of my lifetime. If something happens to it, they will replace it because it's on their pole. That is, I paid for that, so as long as I'm alive, they service it, and that's fine. You know, I'll probably die the day after they do it, so I didn't get the benefit of it, but that's how life goes, friends. That's how life goes. Now, we have more struggle bus issues here. For one, it's one of those days where it's kind of like it's just cold enough to want a coat on, but it's not really that cold. So it's kind of an inconvenient feature, but I don't know. We need to get into the truck here because I got something that we're going to use. Yes, donkeys. We need to load a couple of those up and take them to Cousin. I've promised him one for a long time, and they're getting annoying now, so it's time to get a few over there. Okay, Buddy the dog, what are you thinking? Nope, I don't have food. That's not what I have. I see you licking your lips, but that's not it. I bought me this thing here. I went up to the King of Rules last night and got this because it was a farther range than what the one at like the supply tractor store had, and I heard that this brand was maybe better than the Zariba. I don't know if that's true, but I would have bought another Cyclops product, but that was like $500, and then I would have had to have it shipped here, and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now. Isn't that right? Yeah, just keep looking at yourself. That's fine. So I bought this, and I bought a even though I hate them, but I did it anyway. I bought a Rural King battery. And my thinking is we're going to use that in other stuff later, but I'm going to just rotate. We're going to have to see how long this lasts. I don't know how long a battery will last with this, but I'm going to put this on there, and then I've got others I'll charge up and just keep flip-flopping them. This is the same size battery like I use in everything. So when we're done, we can put it in a tractor. Can't we, Buddy the dog? You're just looking intently, wondering what's going to happen. But yes, this is the plan, and it looks like to start with I'm going to have to do some, if I want to use those alligator clips, I have to make that happen. I guess that's what I want to do, isn't it? I mean, I guess I could have done like top post battery terminals, but we'll go with the factory stuff first. Hopefully this isn't up that long in the grand scheme of things, like no more than a couple weeks. But I want to get it turned on and try it out and see that it's working like I want before I turn them all loose in there and then walk away, because they may not I don't know. It's definitely not as hot as the Cyclops, so they may not even be fazed by this. I don't know. But this is proudly made in USA, so hopefully that country makes stuff with good quality. But yeah, they loved it enough to even put it on the thing itself. So yeah, let's go down there and see what we can make happen. Okay, friends, it occurred to me whilst I was strong arming that battery, if only they made some type of device that could carry equipment and tools and people to different places. And then I thought, hey, pickup. So we'll just drive it down there, because it's also got the mini impact and screw gun setup. All that is here behind my seat, so that way I can mount this on there somehow. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. Oh, there's something else I want to do too. I'll stop and pick that up. You know what just occurred to me, friends? We could use the tailgate as a work surface, because we fixed it and it works so beautiful. I forgot about that. Let's see what we get into here. Let's just put you there, maybe. I mean, this is basically idiot-proof, isn't it? I wouldn't say that. Okay, flathead screwdriver, which I think I had one out here. Let me go get it. All right. I think it needs more. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. You know? They had it so nice. I don't think that's enough, but we'll try it anyway. Ah, I hate it when stuff like that goes down. Okay. Let's give it a little time. I just realized too, and I should have thought of that sooner, but this isn't exactly very long. Like the amount of cable is not very long. So I just wonder, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure out how to mount it up there. I wanted to keep it dry and hang it in the same enclosure. Now I gotta find a language that I understand. Let's hope for English or German, because that side is not anything I know. I think I know how this works, because I think when you hook it up, what it'll do is the gauge will sweep and then go back, and it'll sweep and go back, and then after a second it'll start clicking, and then the gauge will tell you how healthy your fence is and also I think your battery itself, like if you unhook your fence from your charger and just run it that way, you'll know how good your battery is, I think. I thought we'd read up on it, but it's proving to be, this is just the basics of how electric fence works. I don't need that. Don't need that. Installing. Oh, this is a generic manual that doesn't just go to this one. So that's great. This is a Mag 12. I assume that's Mag 12. Here we go. Battery energizers. Yeah, I thought maybe you'd have some instructions on battery, but I guess not. Okay, we'll just figure it out on our own. Let me get a screw or two. Should we? We should also figure out, do I want to put the battery right on the ground? It'd probably be better to set it on a board or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Most of what I do in life doesn't matter. We'll take that. We'll grab a couple screws. We'll grab this. Should have grabbed a thinking stool because everything's going to be wet. The grass and such. That would be better. I should also take this opportunity to weed eat and get rid of some of this trash, but that's fine. We'll deal with that in a minute. Flying creatures? Sure. Now you're probably asking yourself, why does he have this fence charger like he does? Well, you see, friends, I didn't like the idea of having it inside a building like it was for years, because in the case of fire, your building would burn down. So I thought I'd put it out here and make its own enclosure, and if it catches fire, I guess it'll still burn stuff down, but a guy might catch it faster, you know? I could hang it here in this thing that the bees have about eaten up, but that doesn't give me the weather protection that I wanted. I really wanted. Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to be like down in that neighborhood now in order to do this like I want. So, do we just go to the post and be done with it and just hang it like here? Or do we get another 2x4 and try to make it more permanent? Like run another 2x4 across there. That way it's hanging kind of under the shelter. I kind of like that idea. Let me go grab some more stuff and we'll make this happen. All right. Yeah, we need to come over here and saw some stuff. That's fine. Did we determine? Well, I brought 2 boards, but I actually think that the one that I brought to set the battery on is probably the better choice, isn't it? I don't know. If I just... That'll work. Leave it stick over and I'll saw it off later, which means I'll never saw it off, but that's fine. Oh, now I remember why I didn't use these screws. Because they're not very good. Yeah, the likelihood that we're going to get that done is very low. Come on. Oh. Okay. This isn't working. Let's go find better screws. Now they do it just to mock me. That's what makes me so mad. It wants to work, but it doesn't. Let's try again. Come on. Oh. Phillips head screws are not my favorite for construction projects. If you want to be there, just be there. I don't care. I'm over it. Those screws are crap, but it's got the job done. Over it. Now, I don't like this because what I've done and why I did what I did to start with was I didn't want the ground wire ever hanging underneath of something. And that's what I've got it now. I guess I can live with that. Whatever. So stupid. This is not going well, friends. Not like I envisioned it would. But it is going to work. It is going to work. Let's just do this. These gotta go. Come on. All right. When this is all over with, we will unscrew that and take that inside somewhere and put it away. Because it's just, this is temporary, see? That's what we hope. I hate to disturb this because it was finally working so well. I forgot how it was made too. It actually goes through the... Well, maybe we didn't bring enough stuff, you know? Wouldn't that be cool? That's just, just barely enough cable, but... I should have done this. I should have done this part with it. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. I did unplug that, didn't I? Yes, we don't want that to just be, if the electric gets hooked up, I don't want it to forget about that this is unplugged and just have it sitting there arcing for no reason. Okay. Now in this turn of events, this one's going to be too short. Okay. Now for the grand tryout. Ooh, it's getting over to the... It's getting to the green, but what I assume that is probably that I got trees down or something on the other, where that flood has been. We're gonna check this all out with this thing running. It could also be that brand new battery is not very good. But it's in the normal range. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna check the fence by grabbing a hold of it. No, we will by accident, don't worry. This one should not light us up like the Cyclops, but I don't know. Oh, there's one more repair I want to do whilst I'm thinking about it, but I do want to check this here and see if it, like I said, we'll check it by zapping ourselves. Yeah, it's working, but it ain't no Cyclops. Let's see what happens if I unhook that. That unhooks half of the load. We'll see if it jumped it up. Yep, now it's all the way in the green. Can you see that? So our problem is down, yeah, our problem is 99% down in the woods. That's okay though. That was to be expected. I knew that that would be the case, and it may well be. Well, I can figure out exactly where it's at by just going around and unhooking the handles, and then check it out and see. But that's what it is. Down there, way down in there, it would have been underwater where it crosses the creek, and I bet you it's touching the ground. So when I hook up that leg, it's back down to the low side of the green. So anyway, there is electric now again, so that's part of our struggle that is solved. And we'll put away some of these tools. Oh, there was something else I was going to do. Let me grab that. Let me put this box away, because when we're done with that thing, we'll put it back in the box, take it back to the store. No, not really. We'll hang it up in the building and save it for another emergency. But anyway, if we want to use electric fence though, I got to go down and check that out. No, what I've been meaning to do every time I walk by, I got this here mud flap, and perfectly good mud flap, right? Who would throw away a mud flap? But I was thinking of screwing it over top of the opening to try to keep some weather off of that Cyclops, because right now it's been kind of like open to a point, and I was thinking, yeah, mud flap like this, and a guy could have pretty well a door that would keep it off of there. All right, is that necessary? Maybe not, but that's gonna use up a mud flap, and it's gonna keep some weather from hitting that Cyclops. Now the other one that we just put on there, it's on its own for a while. It's gonna be in the weather until everything gets, you know, unconfunculated. All right, what's next? Well, that depends on what time of day it is. It is 1:02, so I do have enough time. I want to get some fence insulators to take along with me. Yeah, I hope I have some more of those kind that screw on a round post. We're gonna take the G, because I bought it. I want to play with it. And we're gonna go check the fence, and also, if I take a chain with me, I'm gonna drag some of those big limbs up out of the way and go get rid of them. Why? Because that's one of the things I like about a 2-cylinder John Deere. They sound cool when you're pulling logs. So, I don't know. That's what we're gonna do, providing that it does start and run, you know? It's been rained on, maybe it won't, but we're gonna try. I may not be able to get to my insulators because they're in the building, but let me see. I'll try. If I don't come back, I died. So, see ya. Okay, 3% battery for you, which means this probably ain't gonna happen. in the correct amount of time. Let's take off our rain caps. We've needed them in the past days. I'm glad I didn't leave those lay at the auction, you know? I almost did, friends. I almost did. What's the chances we back into the pickup? Pretty high, probably. Okay, buddy boy. What a sweetheart. Good oil pressure. Come on, buddy. Whoa. Oh. We'll take our first customer with us. All right, friends, I got busy again and I had to quit what I was doing, but we're gonna pick up where we left off. I hope. I don't remember if I disconnected the battery cable or not. Hopefully not. Choke. Pretty well, you gotta choke a 2-cylinder every single time to get it to start. That's the way the other one is too. Just a little. Oh, got him right there. Man, should have throttled it up. Now. Oh. Should probably take the wider gates. Will you idle now? Sure. Oh, we got to remember, we do have electric now via battery power. We should have. Can we get any kind of kerchuff out of it? I don't know. I don't really know what's going down right now, but I'm starting to not feel very good. So this has been a very, very stressful time. And I think it's taken its toll on me. Might as well open the other gate whilst we're out. My plan is just to drag them out here to the recycling pile. And then one day when I get a motivation, I'll saw off the limbs And I'll drag the other part that would make burnable wood back up into here. But for now, this will get it out of the yard, you see. We're also going to check the fence. That's what we really are after here too, because I'm sure it's destroyed again after all that being underwater. I just don't look forward to what we're gonna find, but such is life. About the block of wood for the gate. Will it fit? Sure. That hole, something is loose here. What's loose? The whole top of that thing. That's really not something a guy can tighten up, I don't think. This whole thing may not be worth saving any of it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how motivated I am. All right, fence checking time. Basically, if you have fence in the woods, you got to go every day, because every day is a new adventure. So far, that's good. Well, there's one that's gonna be on the fence in the next days. We might as well get rid of it now. Oh, it's so rotten. Will it come out in one piece? Come on. Oh, how far do we walk before we should drive? I don't know. I see one down there. There's a tree that's coming down any day, but I am not going to cut it. I will let nature do that. That's too dangerous. Oh man. This is going to be carnage down this way, because this was all underwater. You can see where the water was, because it leaves. Well, that's not actually, it is actually touching a little bit, but not as bad as it could be. Well, this is going to be a chainsaw affair, I guess. Pole saw affair, probably. I thought maybe I could get the limbs off of the wire. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Man, this is a mess. That water rearranged everything. Whew. Okay, let's go back and get the tractor. Ooh, there's a tree that uprooted. We'll look at that in a minute. The point of taking the tractor is that you don't have to walk as much, but looks like I'm walking a lot. Pushed over a whole tree. Boy, that was a big one too. Man, that one I need to get out of there probably. That might make some good something. Might make some good logs. It might have been rotten though. Look at the roots. They don't look like they were very good shape. I don't know, we'll deal with that later. We don't have time right now, but we'll go out there and saw around on it and maybe get some firewood out of the deal at least. But if there'd be a nice straight section, might be worth taking it and getting some lumber made. Oh, boys, this was super wet. It's still super wet, but it was underwater bad. You can tell from the, and there is our problem. Part of our problem. Part of our problem's right here. Part of our problem's over there. Dealer's choice, where to go first. Probably should go shut the tractor off because it's probably going to be out here a while. I might wait on that and do that in a minute. Let's go over here and see if we can accomplish. Can we accomplish anything? Oh, what a mess, friends, what a mess. I don't think I brought enough supplies with me. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, there's a post, or was a post. That's a post from days gone by. It unearthed. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. A lot of water in there too, so I can't cross. And there is a piece of a tree on there. So I got to figure out how I really can get to the other side. I could probably break that off. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing here shortly, is taking the other way around. We'll get this as good as we can. Sheesh. Oh boy. Sure. Oh, don't fall in the creek. We're going in. Yeah. Okay, well, there's an iron post in there. There was one on each side. That one's hooked on the tree. So there's no way around it. I gotta go to the other side, and that is a disaster too, I see. Dang. Dang. I guess I could, since they are pinned up now, I could unhook it right up here, and then if I did want to turn them loose into this little field, even though that was, I was going to try to cut it for hay too, but I could let them in there and they would have electric around them at least. But what a mess. I knew it was going to be that way, but whatever. Now the phone's ringing, so. Okay, friends, that is kind of a disaster area there. So we'll need a chainsaw for that. and I think I can salvage it without destroying the wire, rickety as it may be, and then that'll be fine. Then we'll have to go around to the other side, and it may be too wet to drive down there really right now, so I might have to just let that hang for a little bit. And anyway, I think that's going to be the plan. I'm just going to leave them. They're corralled, they're happy, they got plenty to eat, so I'll just keep plugging away at this and make it happen. And that's just the way this whole theme is going to be. It's going to take a little bit to get everything straightened out again, but at least progress is being made, and that's all we can hope for, I guess. So anyway, I think I'll leave this one here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.